Guys, so this is the review for Hit the Floor Season 3 Episode 5. It's called The Lockout. And it actually starts off with what's her name? Ahsha and German. German's telling her what happened. Essentially, here's this in a nutshell. German was receiving Ahsha's mail even though she moved out. And as a result, he found that Olivia was blackmailing her. And because she really didn't win, it was rigged as far as her being the MVP versus Yelena. So Olivia was saying how she was going to go and blackmail Ahsha and she had to do everything she wanted her to do or else, and that she was going to take out the frustrations that she had in regards to her mom out on Ahsha. And German wanted to go to Olivia to approach her and be like, yo, leave my girl alone, leave her alone. What ends up happening though is they don't get into a tussle. He does kind of yoke her up, but she was by the banister, and then she essentially fell over. She kind of cocked back, like, don't touch me, get off of me, and she fell back. And he went to check on her, and she was dead. That was the story. I don't know if I fully believe that. I guess we're going to go with that, but German seems innocent enough as of now, so I guess we can go with that. But, so then we're trying to figure out who the hell actually brought her body and buried it. Who actually brought her body and buried it. And German was so paranoid because he was like, I was just waiting for people to come for me, waiting for people to come for me. No one came for me. No one even asked me. She was like, how did you keep this a secret? Well, I kept it a secret because no one asked me what I did, what happened. So that's how I was able to keep this on the down low. Speaking on the down low, we have Zero and Jude. Now, it's a huge media frenzy because of the fact that Zero kissed Jude live on television after a game. And so, forget Derek, forget Terrence. It's all about Zero right now. He's too blind about the fact that people are just on him because he's gay to realize that now he's getting the attention he's always wanted. Now we have Terrence and Yelena trying to figure out their next move, because remember, they got railroaded with their initial stance with trying to take over the Devils. Now here's what happens. They go and try to figure out who the hell can they use against Lionel. Well, what about her ex? Now after that, you have Jude and Zero. They're going and they're just talking about how, you know, this is Jude's kind of loving the fact that he's getting all of this attention, interview requests and everything. And no, Lionel is. No, Zero is. And so he's eating this up at this point. Pete is over the fact that the one and only Sloan is really just digging in his ass about. It's like, you know what? They could be outside. They could be following you. So why don't you skedaddle? Why don't you go? And I'm thinking to myself, Sloan, Oscar is everywhere. Do you think you can really trust him? Really trust witness protection? Come on now. Come on, Sloan. In his city. Come on now. Afterwards, you have Raquel talking to Kyle. And Raquel's trying to figure out, Kyle, I need you to watch Miguel. I'm finally going to get me some, and I need you to help me out, girl. Kyle was just like, oh gosh, not the children, not the children, not the children, but all in the name of getting you some, as long as you tell me each and every dirty little tryst. Go ahead. Go ahead. I approve. So afterwards, you have this power meeting between Terrence, Yelena, and Lionel's ex, and it's just like, you know what? We want to help you get back at her. How does that sound? He's like, I'm here for it. What do you need me to do? And you know, I'm like, okay, but you can't really trust him. You know that, right? So I found it very odd that this detective was trying to get really cozy and comfortable with Sloan. It just didn't sit well with me. It really didn't sit well with me. And I'm glad that my intuition was right. Because I was like, at one point, Sloan goes and just confesses to the fact that she didn't like Olivia, and the reason why she didn't want to be in that hotel room was because that's where she found out that Pete was cheating on her with Olivia, and Olivia actually sent the message so that she could go there and see them. And so she was like, you know what? I could never forgive someone like that. I can't ever forgive that one. I was so mad I could kill her. And I'm like, Sloane, what the hell are you doing? Who incriminates himself like that? You don't know this shit. This is not your friend. This is not your friend. Why would you go and say something like that? Sloane. Sloane. And so at the end of the episode, Sloane goes and gets arrested because she figures out, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I was doing my research on you. You said you didn't know Oscar, so why are you in this picture with him? It was like, haha, this is one of Oscar's paid salaried employees on the LAPD. Yeah, so Sloane's going to jail because now they're going to try and pin the charges on her for Olivia's death instead of Oscar. Lyle's trying to get into the building, and Amon is over it. He's just like, you know what? This whole place is going to hell in a handbasket. Of course, you called it the Devils. What did you expect? Lyle tries to get into the building. It's just like, look, why don't we go out to the club and I treat you and we can figure something out. He's like, you know what? No. Fix this by signing that piece of paper saying that I'm not liable for anything that could happen media-wise. Or else. So she invites Jude, and she's like, you know what? We need to reschedule the game. We need to move it to a different location. We need to move it to the college campus because we've been locked out. We've been locked out, and at this point, there's nothing we can do about it. We just have to roll with the punches. So, Kyle goes and tricks her male friend, not her boyfriend, but her male friend into babysitting Miguel. I could have told Kyle that wasn't a smart move. So, they're playing a basketball game, and they're winning. Nothing special there. And so then you have the Devil Girls. They perform in their bathing suits, in their white bathing suits, basically. And I really liked this performance. I mean, this was one of my favorite performances from the season so far. It was higher energy. It was, I didn't blink. I didn't blink. I could tell you that much. I definitely didn't blink. And I did not blink. Oh, yeah, so Jude is like, alright, paparazzi, go away, go away. Zero's over it because now he's starting to realize his relationship is what they care about, and they really don't care about him. So he's very irritated at this point, and he's just like, damn it, I wish this never came out. Never wish that I said anything or did anything to cause the situation. You have Yelena, you have Ahsha talking to Derek and trying to, you know, remain a lady and keep it cool, calm, and collected. And I'm so over it because I'm like, wait a minute. German did all of this for you, and you can't keep it in your pants for more than one episode? He literally killed for you. It might have been by accident, but he still killed for you nonetheless. And you can't do him the solid of a... You a hoe. You are a hoe. You are a hoe. He's a safe person. You feel guilty. You feel like you have to do this for him, do that for him. You know what you need to do for him? Let him go. Set him free. How about that? So Raquel is calling to check up, and it was just like, you know what? Kyle goes and acts for her life. She's like, we've had the best time. Don't worry about it. Go and get you some honey. And remember to tell me the details. So, it's like she's in great hands. Well, we'll say elbows. Unfortunately, while they were playing cards, or while Raquel's friend was trying to teach Miguel how to play cards, Miguel got up and kind of ran into his elbow. And so Kyle's just like, Raquel's going to kill us. Raquel's going to kill me. I can't believe this. She's going to rub it in my face. I can't do this. So Zero and Jude are having massages, and the masseuse that is massaging Zero takes a picture of him. And I'm like, what the? Where do they do that at? Come on now. That is truly an invasion of privacy. I don't have time. I don't care who it is. You don't do stuff like that. So he's just like, damn it, I wish I never said anything. I wish I never did anything. And so you have Terrence and Yelena popping up at Almond's strip club, and it's just like, look, we need to talk to you about Lionel. It's like, look, I don't want to talk about it. What are you doing here? It's like, we hate the bitch. Can we stay for drinks? We'll buy you the first round. It was just like, hey, mi casa, su casa. So anyway, you have Lionel meeting up with her ex, and she was just like, you know what? What about a revenge screw? How about that? And it was like, oh, intriguing. Okay. Okay. So after that, Pete is interrupted by his daughter, Ahsha, popping up. It's like, look, it's not safe here. Why are you here? And Ahsha literally goes there just to say how, well, you know, essentially, how do you know when something's over, a situation's bad? He tells her when you can't tolerate or deal with what's going on anymore, when you feel like you've reached your breaking point. Solid advice. Solid advice. He doesn't take his own advice, but okay, solid advice. Or maybe his breaking point is just a lot higher, which is also a possibility. So like I already told you that Sloane incriminated herself, and I was just so pissed. I'm like, Sloane, how stupid can you be? How stupid can you be? What ends up happening is Ahsha goes and sleeps with Derek. That wasn't a surprise. We already know that she's hot in the pants for Derek. And so I'm still disgusted by it. Only because it's like, you damn trollop. You freaking trollop. You freaking trollop. So, you have Sloane being convinced, not Sloane, Lionel being convinced by her ex to sign the papers. He ends up telling her, no, don't sign the papers. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's not a good deal. You'll be screwed. You'll be held liable. Don't do it. So Kyle's like, you know, I'm going to put makeup on this, honey. I'm going to put makeup on this because clearly sleep and a pork chop didn't work to slow down the swelling enough. So we got this covered. And so she was like, all right, we have to learn by example. He's a child. So if I put makeup on the older guy, maybe the younger one will be fine with it. So Miguel 86 it out of there. He's like, no, I'm a man. I'm a boy. Makeup is not my forte. That's not how we play here. Raquel made sure to say, you are male. Don't let anyone push you around. Don't do this. So after that, like I told you, Lyle's ex was like, don't sign the papers. It's a trap. Originally, I came here to trap you, but I really feel a certain way. Ahsha tried to initially tell Derek that it's over and that that German has done more for her than he could ever imagine. And it was just like, okay, and you feel entitled to him and dead to him, but that's not a relationship, Ahsha. That's not a relationship. After that, Kyle is interrupted by the fact that Raquel is back. But thankfully, Miguel came back on his own. He just went to get something to eat, get some curry. And so it's like, oh, what's going on? And it was like, okay, why is Raquel not reacting yet? And so then she goes and looks at it. It's like, what happened? And Kyle's boyfriend, I mean, well, soon to be boyfriend, it's just like, it was my fault. We were playing around and he got hurt. I'm sorry. And she was like, you know what? It's not a big deal. Kyle goes like, yes, it's his fault. You know, I did everything I could. It's his fault. So she goes, it's like, I'm going to put you to bed. Woo! Thank you, thank you, thank you. In her mind, even though she never told him that. But Raquel was just like, you know, I accidentally jammed his fingers in a drawer. So I know accidents happen. And I find it really funny because I'm sure if it was Kyle that did that, she wouldn't have reacted the same way. She probably just appreciated the fact that a male figure was in her son's life since his father clearly isn't. That's the angle that I'm going to go with. So Jude and Zero makeup, it was just like, you know what? They're giving you all this attention. You're the star and you don't even realize it. So then Zero was like, you know, why don't I go and take this selfie and post it on Instagram? It was like, oh, so we're official now. And the last, or second to last scene, like I already told you, which was Yelena going and saying how, guess what? We're your new landlords. We own the building. We own everything. And we got it for cheap. We got it for a discount. See, you can't mess with me. So then Ahsha realizes that German is a stalker and knows that she's up to no good with Derek because she was trying to figure out, okay, so remember she asked prior, where were you with during this time frame? He was like, oh, I had to do something coaching wise. Nope, he was stalking Ahsha, and of course she so happened to be with Derek. So she was just like, okay. Pete goes and visits Oscar and punches him because he's like, stay away from Sloan. Stay away from my family. Durr. And the last scene was Sloan getting arrested because, like I already told you, Sloan was an idiot. Why the hell are you going to go and incriminate yourself? Who does something like that? You can't trust anyone. I hope you guys appreciated my crisscross inspired look. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think.